Today we're gonna talk about drawing facial hair. Someone in the comments wanted me to show or talk about drawing facial hair and how to do it. So I'm gonna show you my 3 ways to do it. Of course, there are a lot of ways you can do it, but these are 3 kind of simple ways to do it. The 2 first is more of the, very short, stubble kind of beard. So it's not kind of long or, much hair. It's more of that, unshaven kind of look. And I will do 2 ways to do that. And then I will show you the way I draw the full kind of hairy, full-on beard, so to speak. So we have 2 heads here. The left one is gonna be for the stubble, and the right one is gonna be for the full beard. As you can see, they are clean shaven right now, but we are gonna change that. So let's make a new layer, and we're gonna go with the very simple kind of way of doing the stubble. So I'm gonna do multiply on the layer, and I'm gonna go and lower it to about 50, and then I'm gonna take a big brush. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go like this, and you will pretty much soon see what I mean. So I'm gonna go here. Here is what usually the beard will be, the shape of where facial hair usually goes, and maybe it goes a little bit up to the side here. So you can see here that I'm just filling in colors like this. Now this is a way to do it. Now I'm just doing it in grayscale, but when you have, for instance, skin, you can take just a more brownish approach to it to get the right feel. And as you can see, this is a very hard stubble, but you can lower it and just get, kind of like something like this. Now this is an easy way to do the stubble, to show that, oh, okay, so the skin is not perfectly clean, it's starting to get, that morning aftershave not happening and stuff like that. Instance like this is used in the Flintstones, and you can see it on Homer Simpson. It's just a simple discoloration of the skin to show that the facial hair is starting to grow, that he hasn't shaved that day. So that's the easy way to do it. That's the really easy way to do it. And if you want to, you could always take a smaller brush, take a new layer, and just make some, some small patches of hair here and there, to show that, okay, so he's unkept, he's probably not sleeping well or something like that. So you can see, okay, you get kind of like that. Sometimes it doesn't need to, because sometimes it's just easier to show clean. Maybe if it's a close-up, then you can do it, but do it, think about where you put the small strands of hair, so it doesn't get, very random or very, unorganized, because sometimes that doesn't look good. The other way is pretty much what we did with the easy stubble, and it's pretty much like this. You go in a pattern. We're gonna start with the lower side of the head, and as you can see, I'm just doing small lines here going up to the sideburns, and you can see, okay, now he's having a little bit of a small, stubble like down there. But if you want to go more, then you go another row and try to do it so it really feels like it's flowing with each other like this. And you can see I'm starting to already end it up here, because we're gonna get the same shape that we had here pretty much. So for instance, I should say this as well. Let's do this. I'm gonna go and do this. What we're gonna go do here is I'm gonna pick a more red color. This is pretty much, let's see, we're gonna go like that. Yes, so pretty much this area is not gonna have any hair, and the same thing goes down here, but then we're gonna get bigger, because this is the area pretty much where you don't get facial hair, because that's kind of where the lips are. so you don't get the facial hair in these areas. All right, so try to avoid making any kind of stubble or beard going to that way. Okay, for some comic effect, of course you can, you know, ignore that, but try to not to. Okay, so we're gonna go back to our stubble, and you can see here I'm still gonna go, oh, I had the eraser, sorry. So we're still gonna go with the stubble. I'm gonna take a smaller brush because still gonna make it. So this takes some time and patience, because you have to go kind of like this, because it looks better if you do it good. If you stress it, it becomes a lot worse. And then you have to go kind of like I said, try to keep it above that red. All right, let's go see there. Yes, I'm still above the red. And then of course it goes up a little bit to right underneath the bottom lip. And we're gonna get some more like this. So it goes up to the nose. Maybe I did too much of space here in between. Maybe I can put some, yeah, kind of works. Like I said, you will find your way to do it. But like I said, just try to keep it like this, and then try not to go way too far away from the mouth, because still it's like this. So of course you could put this on top of it, make it a very small like this, so you only see kinda the shape of it. That also works, but like I said, usually it works better when you either do this or you just do this. Okay, but that's up to you how you feel, and you can blur this gray area also if you want to make it not so distinct and sharp. That also works. But that's the way I usually do stubble. For most time I take a lot of time to do it right. As you can see now, it looks kind of very fastly done, and it kind of gets, oh, this doesn't look good and this patch doesn't look good. So try to remember, take patience. If you want to get a good stubble, always remember, try to do it correctly. Okay, and take time, patience. So now we're gonna go to the right side. For now we're gonna go with the full beard. So for this I'm gonna go actually and take a blue color, and I'm gonna take a pen just to sketch out where I want the beard, because maybe I'm just drawing the character and I'm like, I have to add some beard to this. Now, as the same thing goes with this, try to remember this red area is not supposed to have any hair. Same thing goes when it's full-on beard. Sure, the mustache is gonna probably go a little bit over that, but not gonna be growing from that area. So it's gonna be probably hair that's gonna hang from the upper thing, gonna grow down. Hair is gonna hang down. So for instance, I'm gonna go like this. This is the line where the where the lip is gonna be coming like this. All right. So remember that, because we're gonna start by doing jagged edges like this, and I'm gonna go down like that. When the mouth stops, I'm gonna go a straight line like this. And the same thing goes but the other way and shorter, because we are in a 3/4 quarter kind of view. So you can see here, boom, we already have a start of a mustache, or mustache I should say. And then the mustache pretty much goes kind of like this, right? And you don't have to always do it like jagged like this. But what I am gonna do is I'm gonna erase some of this, because remember, we are trying to get that shape. The unshaven look is also where the beard goes. So try to remember that shape, where in the face it goes, because then you kind of get like this. We're gonna get some beard, and try always to remember that beard is jagged. It's kind of like growing into the face. So you want to have some jagged edges. And then of course it's gonna be growing from the sideburns and out. So from this, and I'm gonna make a kind of big burly beard. So I'm gonna even start right from the back of the chin already, and I'm gonna go a little bit down here. It's gonna be a long and full kind of beard. So now we have this. We have the kind of beard, we have the mustache, but we also have to remember that there is a line here, the lips, and it's probably gonna be growing beard right there, you know, the soul patch, and it's gonna go up to here and gonna grow into the mustache like that. So what we have to do now is we go to the head where the inking line is, and we're gonna start removing some lines. I'm gonna keep a little bit so we don't get too far ahead of ourselves, but as you can see here, we're getting some good feelings from this beard. And you can see it already works, but this is still a sketch. So I'm gonna lower the opacity. I'm gonna take a new layer so I don't, you know, destroy the layer of the lines, because maybe sometimes you want to maybe shrink it or maybe make it bigger, so you can always, you know, make it afterwards on a new layer. So I'm gonna go into this. I'm gonna take a good sized brush here, and we're gonna go and just go very quickly so you don't get bored from this. But as you can see, I'm going just doing jagged edges, doing some lines here, trying to get the feeling of a random kind of wild grown beard. Of course you can make it more detailed, you can make it more, you know, controlled and stuff like that. Of course you can do that, but usually if you look at a beard, even if it's like controlled, it still has that kind of bushy, kind of wild side to it. So remember that, so you don't get too clean, because then it won't look like a beard almost. It will look like something that's attached to the face. Of course, in a more comic book style, or maybe I should say a more comic strip kind of version, then maybe you should go with a more clean kind of look to it. But it all depends on how you want to do it. This is the way I usually do it. Sometimes I make it more comical, but for most time I just do this, the simple kind of burly, unshaven kind of clean look. And we're gonna go and erase some of these lines like this. So it's not gonna be perfect. I'm just gonna do this very quickly so you can see the end result. And there you have it, pretty much. Of course you have to maybe make the lines a little bit more thicker, because the outline is a little bit more thicker than the inlines. That's what I usually do. So sometimes you have to go like this and just enhance some of the lines, just make it a little bit more thicker so it feels connected to the drawing. And there you have it. Two types of beard, or I should say facial hair. So we have the, nope, that was the wrong one. There we go. So you have the stubble, and you have the unclean shaven, and then you have the beard and such. So I hope you have learned something today. If you want something specific to learn, please let me know in the comments. I always try to do videos that you want to see, and if you don't have anything, I will try to make up some things of my own. But it always helps me to let me know in the comments what you want to learn. If there's something specific, or if it's something more general, please just let me know and I will try to make a video about it. And I will see you in the next tutorial video. Bye!